Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of Gaming Update. Tonight we'll be taking a look at CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and discussing the recent trend of video game graphic reductions. Warning, this video may drop to 480p to ensure a smoother gameplay experience. Now let's start the show. False advertising in the most blatant of context is illegal in most countries. However, advertisers still find ways to deceive consumers in ways that are either legal or technically illegal, but unenforceable. And in a lot of cases, we accept it. For example, when you walk into a Burger King, you know full well that you're going to receive the saddest looking hamburger in America, because that's all that Burger King does. They exclusively sell the saddest looking hamburger in America. Yeah, that's right, Burger King. We're putting you on notice. One of these days, McDonald's is going to start making onion rings, and when that day comes around, you're f***ed. The video gaming community is a particularly astute and boisterous group, so while false advertising is just as prevalent here as it is in other media markets, the consumer base does a remarkable job at holding the industry responsible for half-truths, fibs, and outright lies. However, recently, there's been a growing trend in video games releasing with graphics that are noticeably worse than when they were previously advertised. The most recent game subjected to this criticism is CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and it is the subject of tonight's top story. Alright, so let's start by taking a look at the debut gameplay trailer that CD Projekt Red released at E3 of 2013.
Some fight for glory, justice, or gold. I fight for those I hold dear. I'm Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
So this trailer was met with critical acclaim, and it won a metric shit ton of awards, including IGN's Best Role-Playing Game, IGN's People's Choice Award. It won Most Wanted at that year's Golden Joystick Awards. It also won Most Wanted at West Joystick Awards. That's my award ceremony. I jerked off to this trailer. And it won the Most Anticipated Game in the Game Awards 2014. So this trailer really cleaned house, and it's completely merited because this trailer is fucking awesome. I think you can make the argument that this trailer looks better than real life. I mean, if I had to criticize anything, I suppose it would have to be the lack of high-resolution horse genitalia. You know, I had a lot of mixed feelings for this mod when it came out, but it broke me. Now I can't play without it. This trailer was released in June of 2013. That's 6 months prior to the release of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So, gamers were naturally skeptical of Projekt Red's ability to bring this level of graphic fidelity into the next line of home consoles. And not long after launch, this skepticism quickly grew into controversy when updated screenshots began rolling out with noticeably lacking graphics. To dissuade these concerns, the developers iterated and reiterated that they were not downgrading The Witcher 3, claiming instead that they were optimizing the game, but in a way that doesn't affect the visuals. So this is where in the script I wrote, "need joke here," and I forgot to write one, so... In May of 2015, Projekt Red began previewing the game to various journalists and critics, and the resulting gameplay footage that found its way to YouTube was a far cry from the gameplay that we initially saw back in 2013. Okay, so obviously this game doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look as good as the game that we thought we were going to get back in 2013. It's kind of like we thought we were going to get Ashley Olsen, but instead we got Mary-Kate. And Mary-Kate's manager keeps telling you that she hasn't had plastic surgery, she just optimized her face, but in a way that doesn't affect the visuals. And Elizabeth Olsen is like way over here, she's like Half-Life 3 in this analogy. So naturally gamers weren't thrilled over this change, and when controversy came knocking on Projekt Red's door, this is how they answered.
I am José Teixeira, I'm one of the visual effects artists and I work at CD Projekt, and we've just finished The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
But there was some discussion, people were saying downgrading was happening and so on. Maybe you could clear up the situation about that.
No, I mean, no, okay, we didn't downgrade it. Yeah. We didn't downgrade. Because it's impossible. It's impossible to downgrade a game that didn't exist before or wasn't playable before. There are two things that people have to separate. This downgrade and optimization. Optimization is necessary to make the game run. Downgrade is when if you deliberately make the game worse for whatever reason.
Now, if you're wondering what that accent is, they're Polish. Also, I'm pretty sure the interviewer was high as f***. Now again, Project Red is reiterating that the changes that we've seen aren't downgrades but optimizations. And this whole clarification just seems so pointless and arbitrary when the only thing that seems to distinguish the two words in their minds is that optimizations are made to enhance gameplay, whereas downgrades are just to be a dick, I guess? And I don't think anyone is accusing Project Red of just downgrading the game for the sake of f***ing with people. I mean, last I checked, Gargamel wasn't a member of their development team. Also, what was that first thing you said?
It's impossible to downgrade a game that didn't exist before.
Well then what exactly am I watching here? If this isn't a trailer for The Witcher 3, why is it on The Witcher's YouTube page with the title The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Debut Gameplay Trailer with links taking people to thewitcher.com where you can purchase The Witcher 3? Anybody could go from this to this to this to this to this. And you're telling me that that's their fault for being dumb enough to believe that the trailer that you posted on your YouTube page was an accurate representation of the game? You guys uploaded this trailer back in 2013. And even when you knew it wasn't an accurate representation of the game, you left it up. In fact, you even made the effort to edit the video's description to update the game's release date after it had been postponed. So, obviously, you guys had no problem using this as a tool to siphon pre-orders from people, despite the fact that it's
a game that didn't exist.
An anonymous insider at Project Red reached out to the people over at whatifgaming.com in order to shed some light on what's been going on. And while the source is anonymous and everything should be taken with a grain of salt, it does provide the most straightforward and practical explanation of what's been happening. Okay, so here's the article. You can pause the video now if you'd like to read through it, but essentially what's being said here is that it was the limiting hardware specifications of the next-gen systems that forced Project Red to downgrade the game. And that's really not a big surprise to anyone. Apparently, the development team reached a crossroads when it became clear that the consoles wouldn't be able to run the game that we saw back in 2013. And when considering the costs and risks of developing the game with multiple builds, they opted instead to develop around the lowest common denominator. The source wouldn't say what the lowest common denominator is, but I think we all know what it is. And when asked why Project Red was so adamant in insisting that The Witcher 3 didn't suffer any graphical downgrades, the response they got from the source was essentially like, well, they just didn't want to look bad. Which I can understand, I guess, but I really don't think that the actual graphical downgrade is going to leave nearly as bad of a taste in gamers' mouths as the way that Project Red chose to handle it. For comparison's sake, From Software's Dark Souls 2 also faced scrutiny when its final product failed to live up to the graphical prowess of its earlier footage. But the developers there were completely forthcoming about the change. And they explained that it wasn't their intention to deceive, but they had to sacrifice graphic fidelity in order to resolve the frame rate. Alright, so I know I've spent this entire video just shitting all over The Witcher 3, but I want to clarify that this doesn't mean that I think it's going to be a bad game. In fact, the gameplay looks amazing, the reviews for it are stellar, and the stuff that they're doing with the DLC is really awesome. I just think it's important that we address these moral gray areas when we see them, otherwise they could potentially grow and become an industry norm. The Witcher 3 actually came out the day that this video is being filmed. And our field reporter CJ Fox has been playing the game since midnight. So we're going to go to him live now, and we'll see what his first impressions are. Do we have a connection? Okay. All right. Live via satellite is CJ Fox with his report. CJ, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Fucking jagoffs. Oh, those jagoffs. Oh. Can't believe they ruined something I love.
Can he hear us? Does he have audio?
Took it right away from me like a child. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to explode on them.
CJ.
Can't even freaking stand it. Ugh.
Can you hear us?
Why are they doing this to me?
Does he have audio?
I'm
CJ,
a fan!
Hey, CJ, you're live.
Oh, man. Hey, what's going on? How much of that did you see?
Well, you seem pretty upset about something. What exactly is going on?
They took the best part out of the game, dude. I don't even know why they would do such a thing. It's travesty. It's blasphemy, if you ask me. Why would they poop on my chest like that?
Okay, alright. Well, that's interesting. There haven't been any reports of actual gameplay features being removed.
The best part of the game's missing, dude. The best. I just can't believe it.
Uh-huh, okay. So what exactly is missing?
Space battles, dude. Plain and simple, space battles are missing.
What?
Dude, f***ing space battles.
CJ, I don't think The Witcher 3 is supposed to have space battles.
Who the f***'s talking about The Witcher 3? I'm talking about Star Wars Battlefront, dude. They f***ing got rid of space battles. Who gives a shit about dressing up for Halloween and getting candy and stuff? Not this guy, I'm talking about Star Wars Battlefront. Space battles, dude.
Okay, alright, well, that's not really what we're talking about today, CJ.
Dude, DICE just announced that there's no more space battles. What the fuck's the point anymore? DICE just diced my nuts right off. Sink, cut, through.
Okay, well, you were supposed to be playing The Witcher 3 today. What exactly have you been doing?
Playing Battlefront all day because I need to remember what has been lost. It's what I have to do. That's all I've been doing is just playing Battlefront, man.
Okay, do you have anything to say about The Witcher 3 at all?
My friend Jimmy said it was supposed to be fun. That's about it. I threw away the disc. I'm sorry. Dude, I haven't been able to do anything since this information came out. Haven't been able to eat. F***ed up. My bowel movements have changed. My toes don't feel right. I became Buddhist. I have a period now. I bleed now. I think it's monthly. Aunt Flo's in town. I'm angry all the time. I've lost weight. Balls dropped further. Don't know how that happened. I played hopscotch with Jesus. Yo, West, what they didn't know about me is I'm a Jedi Knight. DICE, I'm coming for you. But apparently there's no spaceships in Star Wars, so it might take me a couple days to get there, but I promise you, I will be there.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Great. Good luck with that, CJ. Except for one thing, you're not a fucking Jedi Knight.
Yeah, dude, I'm totally Jedi, look.
Yeah, that's real fucking cute, CJ.
Get low when the whistle go.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Gaming Update. Tonight we'll be taking a look. I shouldn't crack my fingers in the fucking mic, should I?
Dude, I've been playing Battlefront.
Wait, hold on, you're getting like red.
Because I'm fucking sweating my dick off.
Okay, so let's start by taking a look at the game. Okay, so if you haven't.
Holy shit. Now let me tell you something. You ever see Fire Marshal Bill in Mad TV? Let me tell you something about that. Me and Justin used to say all the time, let me tell you something.
To dissuade these concerns, the...